So today we have Geralt of Rivia from the Netflix show taking on OG Captain America from the MCU. Who wins? Let's find out. So, I just watched the Witcher series on Netflix, and you already know that I'm about to be using him in fights. So, who's stronger? Well, Steve is incredibly strong. Easily lifted a motorcycle with three women on it, easily threw another motorcycle, sent people flying with enough force to move and dent cars, lifted a support beam weighing a few tons, kept a helicopter from taking off, and then pulled it back in with just his freaking bare hands, and even held back Thanos' hand. But on the other side, Geralt is a Witcher, meaning he is superhuman, or at least physically superior to the average man, because Witchers are heavily mutated people. And it's implied that he specifically mutated more so than other Witchers. He's easily one-shotted armored guards and sent people flying. He's physically fought against monsters for at least over 100 years. Monsters like werewolves and vampires and all these other monsters. He also fought against a Striga, which are capable of ripping people apart with ease and even killing Witchers. I'd say Captain America is stronger, but not by much. Not by much at all. What about durability? Well, Steve withstood blaster fire from Chitauri aliens and Iron Man just fine. He walked off an absolute massive fall and a point blank explosion that sent him flying out of a building. He's even taken punches from Thanos. Hell, in one fight scene, Steve survived being stabbed, shot 4 times, repeated hits from Bucky's bionic arm to the face, and a several 100, possibly even 1,000 foot drop. He even survived being frozen for 70 years. Uh, but Geralt remained conscious after being gored, as well as beating from elves. He survived being swallowed whole by a big monster with no problem. He also kept on fighting after taking several strikes from the Striga and survived being stabbed. He also survived being bitten by a venomous necrophage, which its venom almost always kills people, even for witchers. He also heals from wounds a lot faster than average people, although it's not like it's instantaneous or anything. To be honest, I'd say they're fairly even here. Cap does have more feats, but I think anything Cap takes, Geralt could also take. But now moving on to speed. Well, Geralt easily blitzed whole groups of men, easily deflected arrows, and he also dodged and blocked some of the Striga's attacks and countered its speed blitzes, and these things were incredibly fast. But Steve kept pace with Black Panther and Winter Soldier, easily outpaced speeding cars, run 13 miles in 30 minutes, according to Sam Wilson, routinely dodged blasts from Ultron and Iron Man, counter a speed blitz from War Machine, and he's routinely dodged and deflected gunfire even at close to point blank range. He also just fights at an incredibly fast pace. Yeah, I'd say Steve is faster, again just because he has more feats. So overall, Steve seems to be physically better based off mere feats alone. But now we're moving on to skill. And this is where it gets interesting in my opinion. As a Witcher, Geralt was trained to be a monster hunter since a very young age. He's a skilled martial artist, but he excels in swordsmanship, which he has beyond mastery in. He also has at least over 100 years of combat training and experience. He effortlessly killed a group of townspeople trying to kill him, multiple highly trained guards, and he also killed Renfrey, who was a skilled and aggressive swordswoman who had gained a reputation as a lethal killer. He also spent the last 100 plus years hunting and killing all sorts of monsters. He actually became quite famous for all of his successful hunts and gained the nickname as the White Wolf. But no matter how you spin it, Captain America is the best fighter in the MCU has ever seen, as of now at least. His combination of martial arts, his physicality, and his shield is just incredibly difficult to best, even for other incredibly skilled fighters. He's bested more than half a dozen of Hydra agents in a cramped elevator. Rumlow, War Machine, Spider-Man, Red Skull, Corvus Glaive, and even Black Panther, who was literally trained to be a warrior since birth. He's matched or bested Winter Soldier, and his skill allows him to fight against physically superior foes like Iron Man, Loki, and even Thanos. Yeah, I'd say Captain America is the better fighter here for sure, but Geralt is definitely more experienced, and experience is arguably more important than skill. Geralt's steel sword was made from a meteorite, making it stronger and tougher than other swords, according to Henry Cavill. But even still, I heavily doubt it can get past Cap's vibranium shield, as the shield is virtually indestructible, seeing that a direct hit from Mjolnir didn't even dent it. Also, Steve is a master at ricocheting his shield off of several surfaces to hit an enemy or multiple enemies with just one throw, and it almost always comes back to him. This is something Geralt has probably never fought against before, but at the same time, Cap has never faced a master swordsman like Geralt before. Geralt also has some magical abilities known as his signs that he can project out of his hands. Aird allows him to project this telekinetic blast from his hands, and this sent the Striga flying. Quinn creates a brief force field around him, and Yerden temporarily weakens Geralt's opponents, whether it be physically, mentally, or magically. These are what I believe is going to give Steve the most problem, as he's never faced against magic before. But while Geralt has these abilities and uses them when he needs to, he didn't show that he could spam these attacks, suggesting that after using them, they have to be recharged, which is how it worked in the games. Uh, and finally, Geralt has enhanced senses while Steve is a master tactician. So, who wins? Well, we essentially have two enhanced humans who are excellent fighters and have never faced anything like each other before. Cap is slightly stronger and faster and more technically skilled, and he has his vibranium shield. Geralt can possibly match Cap physically, is a more experienced fighter, and has his magical abilities and enhanced senses. Geralt's biggest problem is that shield. He's gonna have to separate Cat from his shield to land a lethal strike, which is much easier said than done. Steve's biggest problem is Geralt's magical abilities, as not even his shield can block them. But these effects are temporary, and Geralt never showed us that he could use these abilities more than once in a fight. He actually seems to prefer not to use them unless he has to. It's probably an honor thing or something. And with that being said, I'd say Cap eventually wins after a great fight. I'd say Captain America would win 6 out of 10 times, barely, with Geralt taking the other 4. But anyways, like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.